And here we are, the start of the Juventus career mode. Welcome to it. And this is how the Juventus squad is lining up before us doing anything. And it's safe to say we are going to do a lot of changes. I have no idea why Locatelli is playing as the attacking midfielder. This defensive trio is just far from good enough. I think Gary is pretty solid. Veiga has good potential, but Kelly in Juventus is just not good enough. And yeah, there is a lot to do in this team, but first of all, let's change formation. And the formation we are going to use this career mode is the 4-4-1-1 with a striker and an attacking midfielder. Locatelli and Thuram will be our central midfielders, but I will go through the tactics once we have signed the players we want. We are going to look for a new attacking midfielder, and we are also going to look at a new right back. I do think I will stick with the wingers I have, but if we have a lot of money left, I will probably sign a winger as well, although yeah, we will probably have a lot of money because there are a lot of players we are going to sell, like Douglas Luiz, for example, because it hasn't worked for him at Juventus in real life, and we don't really need him in the middle. And apart from him, I don't know if there will be any other big sales, but we will quickly find out. And looking at the budget, I think we will sign 3 players, a right back, an attacking midfielder, and a left or right midfielder as well, because we have a lot of money, 124 million euros in the budget. So let's get some sales and let's see which players we will sign as well. One thing I forgot about is how many players who are at loan at Juventus, so we have to make a few of them permanent at least, and the first one is Renato Veiga. The second permanent signing, it is Pierre Kalulu from AC Milan. We have also sent Milik the other way. And the third and final loan player we will make permanent, it is Randal Kolomuani from PSG for 42.6 million. And despite this, we still have 4 more players on loan, and I will actually make Di Gregorio a permanent player as well, so I will quickly do that. I forgot that he was on loan as well. And there we have Di Gregorio staying on a permanent deal as well from Monza for almost 30 million euros. We still got 3 players on loan who we are not gonna make permanent. That is Lloyd Kelly, simply because I will not use him really. We got Nico Gonzalez and Francisco Conceição. And Nico Gonzalez I'm not too sure about. Conceição, yes, he's an exciting talent, however I rather want to keep the lower rated winger in Yildiz, and he's also very expensive, so I want to use the money somewhere else. If we have enough money at the end of the window, I will make him a permanent one. However, it is not a priority as of now. We have made some sales. It is Mattia Perrin who has joined Bologna for 12.5 million euros. Weston McKennie has gone to Monaco for 18.7 million. And another sale, it is Carlo Pinsoglio who has gone to Swansea for 370k. And we have now 85 million in the budget, and we still are yet to, sell some of the players I wanted, so I have to try and get them included in a swap deal if that is possible. And we have found the perfect attacking midfielder for this Juventus team. It is Bruno Fernandes who has joined us from Man United in a deal worth 40 million, and Douglas Luiz. And unfortunately we have to wait to sign our new right back in the team, so we'll just use Kalulu for the first game. I didn't have enough money, so I have to make a small sale before the right back is in. But apart from that, I have now seen that I have no money for a new winger, so it will be Yildiz and Conceição probably who will be the 2 starting wingers, so not ideal. However, we are hoping to see some growth in them. But this will be the starting 11. We will play the first game of the season, which will be against Cesc Fabregas' Como side. And it will be ideal to start the season off with 3 big points. I am unsure about where we will finish in the league this season. We have some very strong players such as Vlahovic, Bruno Fernandes, Bremer, but apart from that we have some weaker players in terms of ratings such as Yildiz, Conceição, Cambiasso isn't that high rated, Gatti as well, so it will be interesting to see where we end the first season here at Juventus. And Como on the attack, Adli, what can he do? He just dribbles with the ball, can he get past our defender? Nico Paz who shoots, and Nico Paz has given Como the lead after 18 minutes. Di Gregorio doesn't even try to get it. Como are on the attack again. We have just given them the ball. Adli, Nico Paz. Thankfully this time Bremer got it under control. Yildiz, can we get our first proper attack? We had one early in the game, but it wasn't a very big one. This time, however, it gets blocked and we got a corner kick. Conceição finds Cambiaso, who runs with it down the left. Can we find someone in the middle? Can we find someone in the middle? The cross to Vlahovic. He wins it, but Alex Valle managed to block that one as well. Como are on the attack once again, and we are really struggling. And Adli, this time he shoots, and Di Gregorio once again doesn't even dive for it. What have we signed on a permanent? It looks like it has been a very bad decision to sign him, as it's now 2 goals for Como and he hasn't dived for any of them. Just look at my man in the net. Just look at him. He doesn't even try to get it. He just looks at it. And unless we can bounce back in the second half, it looks like it will be a nightmare start here at Juventus. Maybe Conceição can do something. No, we cannot. It looks like it will be a comeback for the ages, or we will lose in the first game of the season here at Juventus. Cambiaso, what can we do in this attack? Bruno Fernandes finds Locatelli. He tries to shot Manuel Locatelli, but Pepe Reina saves it. And a decent corner, but Bremer with a horrendous header. However, we still got it. Kulumani with the cross to Locatelli, but that is straight at Pepe Reina. Fadera down the left. What can he do? Kalulu thankfully has some sort of pace to win the ball back. Adle, Nico pass. Gatti wins it. Now we can counter-attack. Coop Miners to Kulumani. You got the pace, Kulumani. You got the pace, but you don't got the skill. Sergio Roberto just wins that ball easily. And now maybe Como can do something on the attack. Nico pass finds Adle. And Como has been very good on the attack. Alex Valle, what can he do? He still manages to keep it. He finds Adli, but Bremer blocks it, and it's a corner to Como, and we are struggling really bad. And now Bruno Fernandes, what can you do? Our star player really in this team, Nico Gonzalez. He is not the fastest, but he's still got some sort of pace. Nico Gonzalez, can we at least create some drama towards the end? We cannot, with Pepe Reina making another save. Bremer this time, it's a better header, but straight at Pepe Reina once again. Bremer with a great pass to Kulumani. Now can we score at least one? Can we score at least one? Vlahovic, you got a rocket of a left foot, you do. But Pepe Reina, he just is not conceding today. He has taken this game by the neck and decided that despite being like 40 years old, he will not concede unless we score now with probably the last kick of the game, although it won't matter at all. Kulumani, he shoots, and now we score just too late. Como has won this game 2-1 despite us scoring with the last kick of the game, and it's a nightmare start here at Juventus. And there is the sale we was waiting for. It is, and we couldn't even see it. It was Bayo, who is sold for like 2 million, if I can just find it here quickly, although it doesn't really matter. But we can see, where is he? Yeah, it was Alberto Bayo who has gone to Aston Villa for 2.8 million, and now let's sign our new right back. And here is our new right back. It is Jurrien Timber, who has taken the plane from Arsenal to Torino and is joining Juventus. And we can see here we signed Timber for 40.5 million. And that is all the business we will do in the first summer transfer window at Juventus, and it didn't manage to do as much as I liked. We only signed Bruno Fernandes and Jurrien Timber to the squad. Apart from that, it was Di Gregorio on a permanent, which apparently after the first game was a huge mistake. We signed Kalulu on a permanent, and we also signed Kolumuani on a permanent deal. But yeah, this is the team, and when we take a look at the tactics, I find the tactics really interesting. We can see we have Vlahovic as a poacher. Yildiz will go inside forward, while Cambiaso will overlap him a couple of times during the game as a wingback. We have Timber, who will play the inverted right back role, with Conceição, the right midfielder, holding the width with being a winger. And Thuram and Locatelli will quickly just move places because I have them the wrong way around. Locatelli will be our holding midfielder like that. And as we can see, yeah, Locatelli will be holding the midfield, while Thuram or Coop Miners in most games will be the playmaker, while Bruno Fernandes will also be a playmaker, but in the roaming role. So this is how the tactics are looking with the ball. We are some sort of attacking, while we still got Timber in and Locatelli and Cambiaso sometimes being a bit further down the pitch. But yeah, it looks like an interesting tactic and hopefully it will work. And can we pick up our first 3 points of the season against Hellas Verona? Yes, we can. 5-1 win. What a way to bounce back. Up next is a difficult game against Roma which ends in a 1-1 draw. Next up, it is Empoli away from home and we win 2-0. PSV up next in the Champions League and we win 1-0. And after 4 league games, we are finding ourselves in 6th place with 2 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw. We have conceded 4 goals, so 50% of the goals we have conceded were in the same game against Como. And the Champions League, we have played just 1 game and we have won that, so we have had a good start there as well. Colomani has scored 4 goals in 4 appearances, Bruno Fernandes 3 goals and 3 assists. Apart from that, it's been a very slow start by most of our players in terms of goals and assists. Up next, it is a game against Napoli, which will be at the Allianz Stadium, so hopefully we can bounce back after that poor game we played against Como, although the team has responded pretty well. We are actually going to use Colomani on the left, Yildiz on the right and Vlahovic up top. But apart from the game we played, we have been unbeaten, so hopefully we can continue that good streak. Bruno Fernandes finds Yildiz early on. Yildiz, he shoots and he scores! And Juventus has taken the lead after just 6 minutes against Napoli with a great strike by Yildiz, but a beautiful pass by Bruno Fernandes. Napoli are looking to answer back straight away and it is Lukaku who scores, and we just kept the lead for just 3 minutes and then we give away an unnecessary free kick, and the cross by, I think that is Politano, I'm unsure, finds the head of Lukaku. No one is trying to win the header against him and he can easily head that home in the net, and it's 1-1 already. Napoli on the attack once again. Sambo Anguissa, but Gari managed to block it. I think Di Groguero would have saved it, but it's nice to at least get it away. And the cross towards Lukaku again. He wins the header. This time he hits the crossbar. And Lukaku are absolutely insane in the box for Napoli. Just get it away, don't concede. Surely that is off. Surely just get it away. We are under massive pressure once again. Bruno Fernandes finds Colomani. He uses his pace. Can he find Vlahovic in the middle? He cannot. He just keeps the ball. Colomani to Bruno Fernandes once again. Finds Locatelli. Locatelli to Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners just drifting with the ball. Finds Yildiz. Back to Colomani, who tries the shot. It's straight at the Napoli defender. Lobotka, Sambo Anguissa tries the long shot. Di Gregorio makes his probably first save for us this season when we are playing the games ourselves. Lobotka, what can he do? He crosses it to Juan Jesus, who are still playing football at Napoli, but thankfully the cross leads to absolutely nothing. And now we are on the attack straight after second half has started. Yildiz this time again tries the shot. Meret saves. Yildiz tries to get the rebound, but Meret gets that one as well. And Cambiaso, what can our left back do? He's joining the attack. Tries to find Bruno Fernandes. Can he find him? He cannot. Neres. He with a Trivea, but Di Gregorio I think gets a hand on that. No, he did not. So Neres' shot was just wide. Lukaku, what can he do now? He tries the long shot, but that is never going in, Mr. Lukaku. And Neres are through on goal. No one can catch up with him, or can Bremer? He cannot. And Napoli have stolen all 3 points straight at the end. In the 89th minute, David Neres scores at Allianz Stadium. And do we have time for one more attack? We are just going straight up from kickoff, and Bruno Fernandes loses the ball. And Napoli 2, Juventus 1, and we have lost another game. And we are now 9th place after 5 league games, and it's been a brutal start in the league for Juventus. We must bounce back against Genoa, and can we do so? We win 5-2. What a score. RB Leipzig up next in the Champions League, and we win 3-0. Cagliari at home is up next, and we win 3-2. A pretty important game against Lazio in the league. Can we take all 3 points? We cannot. The points are shared. Stuttgart in the Champions League should be a win, and it is 4-1. A huge game in the Serie A against Inter Milan is up next. Can we win it, or will we draw it, or we lost it actually? We lost. Parma at home should always be a win in 2025, and it is. Udinese away from home should also be 3 points. Come on boys, yes. Another Champions League game is up next, this time against Losk Lille, and we win 2-1. Next up is the derby against Torino at home. Surely we will win. We lost 2-1 in the derby. So after 12 league games we are 7th place, which is just not good enough, and look at that. We are 9 points away from Champions League football as things stands after just 12 games, and we've scored 29 goals, which is the most in the league. However, we've conceded 18, which just isn't good enough, and yeah, it's been a brutal start for us in the Champions League. How are we looking there? We are leading the Champions League group, or the Champions League phase, so at least we have some positivity there. But the Serie A is looking very, very tough at the moment. We need to become more defensive secure. And we kept just 1 clean sheet in the league out of 12 games, and yeah, I don't really understand what the issue is. We have some decent rated defenders. We have Timber, of course, we have Cambiaso, who is alright, we have Bremer, who is quality, and then also Kalulu and Gatti, so I don't really understand what the problem is. Bruno Fernandes, however, has been absolutely insane. 12 goals and 7 assists from him. Kolumuani has done a brilliant job, 9 goals and 2 assists. Koopmeiners getting 7 goals, 3 assists, solid from him. But Vlahovic, 8 games, 2 goals. If this continues, we will look to sell him in the January window, simply because Kolumuani is delivering good numbers and he's also playing a lot of the game. So maybe we will look to transfer Vlahovic away from Juventus, and that means we also get a lot of money. We need to improve our defense, so maybe Vlahovic will be sold to get some money, but that is another problem for next video and the January transfer window. Now let's get into the game against AC Milan, and we are giving Kolumuani the start against AC Milan. He has delivered 9 goals and 2 assists, I do believe, in 11 games, so he definitely deserves to start the game. I will also start Koopmeiners instead of Thuram in the right centre mid spot. And hopefully we can win our first game that we are playing in this Juventus team. We played 2, which was against Como and Napoli it was. We lost both of them 2-1, so it's time for us to finally start winning games as well, even though we are doing poor in the league. 7th place, we are taking on AC Milan, who are 4th place. So it isn't an impossible task, however, it will be far from easy, because AC Milan is a pretty good team in the game. However, it could be AC Milan who gets the first attack of the game. It's Pulisic down the right, who was an absolute monster for us in our Crystal Palace career mode, and if you haven't watched that, please do so as well. Bruno Fernandes, can he find Kolumuani up top? Yes, he can. Finds Koopmeiners. Conceição down the right. Francisco Conceição, I do believe that's your name. He finishes it past Mike Mainan. It's a pretty weak shot, but it doesn't matter. Juventus have taken the lead at San Siro. Cambiaso to Kolumuani. Can we make it 2 early goals here? Kolumuani gets past one. He gets past everyone. And Kolumuani has given us the lead. And it's Juventus 2, AC Milan 0 after just 20 minutes. But now Rafael, but Gatti with a master tackle. That could have easily been 2-1 if we didn't intercept that. However, now we are on the counter-attack. AC Milan are even worse than us when it comes to the defense. They are wide open all the time. Yildiz, he tries the shot. Mainan saves. And now Jimenez gets the chance, and I was so sure he scored that. Thankfully, Jimenez shoots it wide, and that is a horrific miss by AC Milan's striker. Rafael. AC Milan gets another chance. Jimenez once again. Can he score this time? He shoots, but Di Gregorio saves. Rafael, he gets tackled by Gatti, and that looks like it is a penalty for AC Milan, and that is so frustrating. We had them under control, and we are now giving them a golden chance to score. Pulisic goes right. Di Gregorio saves it. And now we are on the attack. Yildiz, what can he do? Our Turkish wonder kid finds Bruno Fernandes. He tries the long range shot. Bruno Fernandes almost hits an absolutely wonder strike. AC Milan, this time Jimenez, he tries the chip, but Di Gregorio has finally found his gloves and are showing the quality he actually has compared to his first 2 games, especially the stinking debut against Como. But we are just continuing to lose the ball in dangerous areas against AC Milan. Jimenez finds Joao Felix, who tries the shot. Di Gregorio saves it again. And yet another AC Milan corner that they just manages to give us a counter-attack from. Conceição to Koopmeiners to Kolomani. Randal Kolomani. He secures all 3 points to the away team Juventus. And that is a huge victory at San Siro. However, can they manage to score one back? They cannot. Di Gregorio has decided that he is actually a quality goalkeeper today. And this is not good news. Kolomani seems to be injured. Oh no, he was in such good form. And now it seems like maybe our plans to sell Vlahovic in the January transfer window has faded away if Kolomani has sustained a long-term injury. And that is game over. It seemed like it was the perfect game in terms of getting a 3-0 win against AC Milan. But that Kolomani injury has really put a big minus in front of the score. And please do not be an ACL or something like that. Please, it is a dislocated shoulder, even though he had his hands on his foot or knee. So it's 2 months. That is not as bad as I was thinking it would be. So that's kind of a good news. However, we are at the end of the January when he will be back. So maybe Vlahovic will actually stay at the club. We will see next episode. And that big win against AC Milan sees the gap from 6th to 4th place now being just 6 points. It could have been 12, but thankfully we won it. So we are still in a pretty alright position, if you can say that. Of course, I expected and would like to be closer, but it isn't as bad as it could have been. Let's now continue the winning streak. And can we continue our perfect run in the Champions League? Yes, we can. 2-1 win against Aston Villa. Lecce up next in the league, and we lose 2-1. What is this? Bologna up next. It is a home game and it is 3 points. This will be a difficult Champions League game. It is Man City at home and we win again. 6 out of 6 wins in the Champions League. Can we translate that form into the league? Yes, we can. 3-0 win against Venezia. Even though it's an away game, we have a Monza which should be 3 points and we win 1-0. Fiorentina is the last game of this episode and this calendar year and we win 2-1. And after those games, we are now at 5th place, still 6 points behind 4th place Fiorentina. But we are looking much stronger now. We have conceded far fewer goals in the last couple of games, so it looks like our defensive crisis has at least improved. We are scoring a lot of goals, so the goals are not an issue. It's been our defensive record. We have 11 wins, 2 draws and 5 losses from the first 18 games. The Italian Super Cup we will take on AC Milan. Hopefully we can win this. It will be nice. In the Coppa Italia we are yet to be seeded, and the Champions League, of course, we have a perfect run of 6 games and 6 victories. And this is how the team is looking. Of course, we've had some decent growth. Bremer up to 87. Cambiasso has gone up 2 ratings. Di Gregorio has gone up 2 as well. Locatelli up to 85. Bruno Fernandes has gone up a rating. Conceição is growing well, so maybe we'll look to sign him permanent next season. I am still unsure about that. Vlahovic is up to 84. And if he has started to deliver good numbers after Kolomani's injury, we will probably keep him. However, I am still unsure about this centre-back position. Is there a reason to keep Gatti, Veiga and Kalulu? Maybe I will already look to sell Veiga and Kalulu. All depends on Vlahovic and if we are going to sign a new centre-back or not. On the bench, Vea has gone up a rating, I do believe. I think it was 76, although it doesn't really matter. But let's take a quick look at the stats. And we can see Vlahovic has started to score goals. He had like 8 games and 2 goals. So in his last 8, he has at least scored 5. So hopefully it is a sign of things to come from him. Bruno Fernandes is our top scorer, having scored 13. He's also got the most assists for us, having got 9. Koopmeiners also having decent numbers. Yildiz has got 7 goal contributions. I mean, he's just 1977 rated, so it's difficult to expect a lot more from him. But I will definitely like to see him growing a bit more. And hopefully he will play a decent part in the save, even though he isn't the highest rated. Cambiasso, 5 assists and 2 goals, which is pretty solid. And that is it of the first episode of the new Juventus career mode. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more FC25 content. And I will talk to you guys next time.